morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the inaugural event. It's Southern Championship Wrestling on Country Earl Owens, joined by the one, the only, Rick Diamond, and a long time no see, Diamond. I do understand that you have been working with the international oil cartels, so at $3.75 a gallon, I'm sure that it's nothing but smiles for you as we come here this Saturday morning.
Well, I can't say it's exactly my pleasure to be here. You know, it took me 5 hours to find this rat's nest. Southern Championship Wrestling called me, said, we've got a TV taping, we want you to come down. I thought we were going to be in some fine southern city like Atlanta, Georgia, Charleston, West Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're right here in Laurel County, Kentucky.
A beautiful place to be. And where else in America can you find the die-hard wrestling fans that we possess here? I know for people like you, the Big Daddy Wallbucks, the free spenders.
Rick Diamond is used to fine living, fine towns, fine dining.
Well,
if they were going to give the state of Kentucky an enema, right here in Laurel County is where they'd stick the hose.
Diamond. I mean, listen here. This is a wonderful place, a beautiful piece of the United States of America, and a great place to have a wrestling show here today. Southern Championship Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, each and every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on WOBZ TV9 in London, Kentucky, Southeast Kentucky's independent television station. Folks, in the upcoming weeks, we are going to be bringing you fast and furious, exciting wrestling action, Rick Diamond. And I know that you're not here just as a color commentator. Ramblin' Ray was scheduled to be here, and I got a note prior to us coming on the broadcast this Saturday morning that Ray is now the hairstylist of all things for the reunion tour for the New Kids on the Block, and he tells me he won't appear until he makes sure that every hair is beautiful and fine on the New Kids on the Block. And I know you have an ulterior motive when you came back to Southern Championship Wrestling. You're not here just to be the color commentary. What is it, Diamond?
Let's just say that I'm going to be representing a uncrowned champion, and that's all you need to know right now.
Well, uncrowned champion, folks. I do want to remind y'all, May 25th, we're going to have a TV tapings at the SCW Arena. If you're coming down the Daniel Boone Parkway, go past the North Laurel High School, turn on the new Route 30, directions completely to the facility where we broadcast from. There's going to be 8 men that's going to be vying for that Southern Heavyweight Championship strap. A tournament that is invitational bid only, Rick Diamond. It means that we've had phone calls basically from every corner of the world, every continent, wrestlers wanting to come in to be the first ever Southern Heavyweight Champion. It's not going to work that way. This is invitation only. We've got a board of directors, we've got a chief executive officer, and all this has been derived from them. They handpick the folks they wanted. And I got a feeling that you slipped someone a nice crisp Benjamin to get someone you want to be in this title tournament on May 25th.
Who I've got coming into this tournament, Earl Owens, is, let's just say right now it's on a need-to-know basis. Mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter.
Well, I figured something like that would come back. But, folks, we certainly again want to thank you for tuning in today. You're going to see all the top stars of Southern Championship Wrestling that are going to be making their presence right here in the studio. We got guys coming in from everywhere. In the upcoming weeks, you're going to see the Driller, Eddie Browning, John Noble. Flash is here. Mr. Ego, Justin Grunge is going to be here. The franchise, Lee Luger, is going to be making his return back into Southern Championship. Riot, Hellraiser, the list goes on and on of the guys that's going to be here.
But, you know, speaking of the upcoming invitation-only tournament for the Southern Heavyweight title, I understand that reject from Jurassic Park, Jim White himself, is going to be joining us here in just a moment with a word about that tournament.
How in the world can you call Jim White a Jurassic reject? Jim White is the only professional wrestler in the South, Rick Diamond, to be a world's heavyweight champion in 4 different decades. He's a member of the Memphis Hall of Fame.
I'll give Jim White his credit. You know, he does know a lot about professional wrestling. After all, he was around when the Greeks invented it.
Yeah, well, I'm going back to the Roman Greco style of wrestling. You know what I mean? Why are you here in wrestling? Why aren't you doing stand-up somewhere down the road? Maybe Lexington, a comedy club. You should have your own caravan of comedians out on the road with you. But you're right, Jim White is going to be coming out momentarily, and with Jim White is going to come the most coveted championship title of all the mountains of eastern Kentucky, and that is the Southern Heavyweight Championship belt. And ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, all right, let's hear it. Rick Diamond, here he comes, and I will leave the podium here, the short walk down. Folks, it is a pleasure and a privilege for me, not only on TV, but for the house as well, introduce one of my personal all-time great friends, a man that has been a mentor not only to me in professional wrestling, but so many other. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Southern Championship Wrestling. And Jim White, the pleasure is all mine.
Thank you, Earl. It's good to be here. I'm having a little trouble talking. There's some problems with my voice. I hope you'll bear with me. I just want to welcome everyone to Southern Championship Wrestling. And we're going to promise you one thing. This is going to be a family-oriented promotion. And we're not... And Rick up here talking about a rat's nest. He can call it what he wants. But this is a beautiful part of the country, beautiful part of the United States. You know, when I retired from pro wrestling, they asked me what I was going to do. I said, I'm moving back to the mountains. I'm originally from East Tennessee, mountains down there. Well, it's a little crowded down there, so I came up this way. And I'll tell you what, I love it. I love being up here amongst the people. Some of the best people in the world right here in eastern Kentucky. And I hope you're going to enjoy this promotion. A little bit about Southern Championship Wrestling. You know, going back is one of the oldest organizations in the country. But since it kind of died out a little bit a few years ago, we decided, we got together and decided we're going to bring it back. And what better place to bring it back is here in London, Kentucky, and around the area of eastern Kentucky where the real wrestling fans are. You know, I remember the old days we used to come up here and we wonder where all the people came from, come out to the matches. It was a great time. And I know we've still got fans here because I talk to them all the time. And I want to welcome you all. And I'd like to say a little bit about this.
Oh, that is a beautiful piece of work, Mr. White.
We have a new belt that we're going to have a tournament for, as Earl told you, starting a tournament. We're going to have 8 of the best wrestlers in the country going for this belt. And I'm sure y'all are going to get excited about it. We're already excited about it. Now, I'm going to leave the belt out here with Earl so y'all can see it. And I'd just like to say y'all support the organization, and we promise you a family promotion, and we'll give you some of the best wrestling in the world right here in Eastern Kentucky. My voice is getting a little hoarse, so thank you. It's good to see you again, Earl.
Good to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jim White, the Hall of Famer and the Chief Executive Officer of Southern Championship Wrestling. And I tell you, nice round of applause for our Hall of Famer, folks, and what a beautiful human being that Mr. White is. Certainly a great individual, and just a guy that, as I mentioned earlier, Rick Diamond, a father figure not only to me in this wrestling business, but to you. And I know you've been around a while, but you've known Jim White for a number of years too, sir.
Well, you know, yeah, I have known Jim White, and although our philosophical ways tend to differ, I do got to give the man credit. He knows more about this wrestling business than a lot of guys will ever could even hope to.
At one time, I heard him make the comment that he had more shower time than half the guys in the ring had ring time. So there you go. And that just kind of shows you the mileage that's not been only his body, but a lot of other predecessors as well. As we mentioned, May 25th, the date you want to keep in mind, our second TV taping. On that particular program, the Great 8 Tournament, 8 guys have been invited in this very squared circle that you see to our left, and they're going to be competing to win this, the prize of it all, the Southern Heavyweight title. And I want to throw out another date, June 7th, going to be at Livingston Gym. That will be the first on-the-road show for Southern Championship Wrestling coming up on to June 7th.